Talking about stuff game related or not, I only need one take. I only need one take. One take talk, yeah!
Hello guys, welcome to the very first episode of One Take Talk. This is a new series that I've been wanting to do for a while, where I literally just sit in front of a microphone, speak into it, speak in my biased mind opinion on a certain subject, and today we're talking about Pokemon games. Now let me just preface this by saying Pokemon games are some of my favorite. Whenever someone asks me, what is your favorite game? Pokemon is always going to come into my mind no matter what. And so there's that. But today I'm going to talk about why I just can't get into any of the newer ones. And so let me just first by saying I stopped playing Pokemon after Platinum. So that was kind of a while ago. Obviously we have new ones like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black and White, XY, Z, no Z, oops, sorry. And so I just never really got into them for whatever reason. And I'm just going to talk about why. And I'm not going to talk about any of the spin-off games. So for example, I'm not going to be talking about Pokken tournaments or any of the fan-made games, anything like that. I'm not addressing. I'm just talking about the core Pokemon, traditional Pokemon game. So let me first talk about why I love Pokemon games. So let me just say it was the very first video game I ever gotten as a child. I was like 4 years old, and I remember I had a Game Boy Color with Pokemon Yellow with it. Didn't know how to read back then. And so I would just randomly press buttons. I knew the word run, so I would run away from battles all the time, so that was kind of funny. And then I kind of dropped it after a while, but then it came back later on into my life when I got Pokemon Ruby, and I played non-stop Pokemon Ruby. It was literally the best. And why I liked it was because the collective aspect and the RPG aspect of it. The fact that I could play as a child and go around this huge world, go visiting all these towns, going into the wild, and catching Pokemon, naming them, and just like leveling up and just like have those Pokemon with you for the entire game. I love that, and I love that aspect of it, and I dumped so many hundreds of hours, man, into Pokemon Ruby, and then I eventually got Emerald, and then all that good stuff. I also liked it because it ran along with the TV show and the card game. I love the TV show, love the card game, didn't know how to play the card game. I still loved it though for the collective aspect. And so I remember just waking up at 8 a.m. every morning, turning on the TV to Kids WB just to watch Pokemon Advanced Battle, something like that. I don't really remember much of it, but I remember loving it. And the card games I played a lot. And the fact that I had all three of those things in my life, the card game, the TV show, and the video game. Pokemon was basically my world growing up, and so I love it. So now I'm going to talk about why I just can't play any of the new ones. So again, I'm not saying these new games are bad at all. I'm sure they're great. I don't really have too much experience with them, but here's why I just can't bring myself to play them. And so the first reason, and this one's kind of an obvious one, by the way, if you agree or disagree with me, I'm sorry, this is my opinion. You can tell me that in the comments, whatever. So the first reason why I can't play any of these new games is because there's just too many Pokemon. I went into Google, I asked, how many Pokemon are there? And the number that came up was 802. 802. So we went from 151 Pokemon, and now we're at 802, and that's fine, like new Pokemon, whatever. Some of these Pokemon are some of the weirdest things ever. Like there's like this Pokemon called Klefki. It's like a keychain Pokemon. I don't know, man. And there's like a chandelier Pokemon. I don't know, dude. Like we went from animals to inanimate objects, and so that's fine. I'm not like saying that, I don't play these because the Pokemon look weird or the Pokemon are stupid. But there's just too many. I can't jump into the new ones, Sun and Moon, and like, oh my gosh, my brain is just gonna get overwhelmed with all this new stuff, Bring me back to the 151. Maybe I'm too old school, I don't know. And next one is the rules have changed in these new games. But not by too much, but enough for me to take a step back and be like, I don't know if I really want to get into that. This happened, or I stopped playing when they introduced this new mechanic called Mega Evolution. And so Mega Evolution, for those of you who don't know, I don't really know too much about it, but Mega Evolution, to my knowledge, is where you can temporarily make one of your Pokemon like super duper powered. Think of it like Super Saiyan Pokemon. That's what it was. And so that kind of put me out of it a little bit, like, oh, okay, that's weird. Like, and then these older Pokemon that I knew and loved, they have their own Mega Evolution, which is a little bit odd to me, but whatever. There's nothing bad about it. It's just not for me, right? Next one is gameplay has not substantially changed enough for me to go back to it. So, if say we compare the original Pokemon and with one of the newer ones, yeah, there's gonna be differences in Pokemon, differences in graphics, obviously, but the core gameplay has not changed. You still go into battle with a Pokemon, you can still catch Pokemon, and it's still the turn-based strategy that comes along with it. Obviously, some things have changed. They added in like X defend, X attack. I don't really know any of that stuff, but the core gameplay, the foundation that the game is built upon, is still the same. And in my opinion, the games have not changed enough for me to want to spend, $30-$40 on a new game. And this leads me to my last point, is that I perceive these new Pokemon games coming out like it's Call of Duty. And so some of you guys may be shaking your head like, oh, Call of Duty, blah, blah, blah. I mean, think about it. Call of Duty, whenever they come out with a game, they come out often, and with it are just some slight changes to it. But they still beg, a full price for it. That's how I see Pokemon these days. And except the difference here is that Pokemon, they release it in pairs. They release Pokemon games in pairs. You got Sun and Moon, Ruby and Sapphire, Fire Red and Leaf Green. So they come out in both of those, and obviously it's for marketing reasons because they want to boast the whole thing like, oh, you got to trade and stuff, and there's some Pokemon in one game, others they won't have it. So there's that, and because of that, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I perceive like Call of Duty because these games are the same pretty much, like I said, same foundation with a little bit of changes, and they boast a full price, or a full game price. And so to me personally, that does not, justify, getting that as a full-fledged game. Obviously, you got new worlds, new Pokemon, whatever. Personally, I just can't deal with it. Why would I want to play a newer game where it's basically the same, as opposed to playing another game? And maybe you have an answer for that. Obviously, that's where the comments are for. So that's just my opinion, guys. And this was my very first episode doing this, so I'm just gonna leave this uncut. There might be some pauses, me stumbling over my words a little bit, but let me know what you guys think in the comments of whatever, my opinion, if you like this video or not. If you like this video, give this video a like. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. It's cool, and if you want to, you can subscribe, but you don't have to. I'm just really happy that you watched the video up until now. So thank you very much for watching, you guys. You guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys on the next video. I have a Revisited coming up, so don't worry, I'm working on it. It's coming out next week. Bye!